Hello, I'm very excited to welcome you to my first YouTube Live. And today we're going to be talking about the early warning signs of burnout. But first off, just to introduce myself, my name's Emma Matthews. And the reason this topic is close to my heart is because I've experienced burnout a couple of times in my life. Once as a senior employee in the financial services industry, and then once also as an entrepreneur. And definitely through my experience, what I learned is you're much better off preventing burnout than trying to recover from it. Prevention is always better than cure. And there's also a famous saying that if you listen to your body when it whispers, then you won't have to hear it scream. And again, with burnout, that's so true. If you can spot those early warning signs and take some action, it saves so much pain and so much recovery time down the line. So let's go straight into some of the early warning signs of burnout. And the first thing I would say is actually burnout is very tricky to spot because it manifests in so many different ways in different people. So if you're at all worried about your health, definitely call on your GP as that first port of call. So, as I mentioned, signs of burnout vary, but typically one of the first presenting issues is a sense of exhaustion. It's that kind of tiredness that even the most relaxing weekend or an early night or perhaps even a couple of weeks holiday just doesn't really take the edge off. You just feel absolutely exhausted right to your core. That's definitely one of the key signs. Another sign is you might notice that you're just becoming more cynical. Perhaps you've always been in a role that you've enjoyed, you've had enthusiasm for, and it's just becoming less and less enjoyable for you. You're feeling that you're having to push yourself back into the office after a weekend away. The Sunday night dread is really creeping in, and you just feel like you've lost your passion for it somehow. That's all a sign. And that loss of passion, that loss of motivation, in some cases can then lead to reduced performance as you just find it harder and harder to do work that previously was easy and effortless to you. Then that quite often links with worry. You're wondering, why do I feel like this? Why are things so difficult? You can find you have looping thoughts in your brain that feel very negative, and it's difficult to get yourself out of. And in some cases, that can feel like anxiety, just a sense of dread, being absolutely terrified at times, that's very difficult to switch off. Another regular sign of burnout brewing is that it's becoming difficult to sleep. Perhaps you just can't switch off when you go to bed at night. Or in my case, I was waking up really early hours in the morning, feeling as if I'd had a huge amount of caffeine and was raring to go. And yes, you can do that for a short period of time, but actually sleep deprivation over a longer period of time is very damaging for our mental health. Also, the early stages of burnout can come with a host of physical issues. So for some people, it could be they feel like they've got knots in their stomach, they're having digestive issues. Other people I've heard of have experienced hair loss, poor skin condition, just something that tells you that something is out of balance within you. Quite often that physical manifestation is a sign of something going on with us mentally. And then also it's really common in the early stages of burnout to feel more irritable. Perhaps you're someone who's typically quite a calm person. You're feeling very angry, frustrated at relatively small things, and you're just finding that your moods are a lot less predictable than before. All of those things can be early warning signs of burnout. If you notice yourself in some of those symptoms, as I mentioned, if you're worried about your health, definitely consult your general practitioner. You can also go to defeatburnout.com, where I've written numerous blog articles on burnout, its signs, how to come out the other side, mindset hacks to help you with burnout. And I'm also running a live masterclass on the 18th of January, where we'll go a lot deeper on this topic and look at actually, okay, so I've spotted some of these signs. What do I do about it to come out the other side thriving? So if you're watching this after the 18th of January, you'll be able to find a link below to watch the replay of that masterclass. But in the meantime, take amazing care of yourself and remember that burnout is not the price of success.